Thank you for joining Wars of the Rosies, and this is Globe from the Encyclopedia of Freemasonry by Albert G. Mackey. Globe. In the second degree, the celestial and terrestrial globes have been adopted as symbols of the universal extension of the order, and as suggestive of the universal claims of brotherly love. The symbol is a very ancient one and is to be found in the religious systems of many countries. Among the Mexicans, the globe was the symbol of universal power, but the Masonic symbol appears to have been derived from, or at least to have an allusion to, the Egyptian symbol of the winged globe. There is nothing more common among the Egyptian monuments than the symbol of a globe supported on each side by a serpent and accompanied with wings extended wide beyond them, occupying nearly the whole of the entablature above the entrance of many of their temples. We are thus reminded of the globes on the pillars at the entrance of the Temple of Solomon. The winged globe, Neph, the Creator's Son, was adopted by the Egyptians as their national device, as the lion is that of England or the eagle of the United States. In the 18th chapter of Isaiah 5:1, where the authorized version of King James Bible has, "Woe to the land shadowing with wings, Loeth," after Bochart translates, "Ho to the land of the winged symbol," supposing the Hebrew to mean the sistrum, which was a round instrument consisting of a broad rim of metal, having rods passing through it, and some of which extended beyond the sides. Wood, says Bishop Loth, having the appearance of wings and being expressed by the same Hebrew word. But Rossellini translates the passage differently and says, "Ho, land of the winged globe." Dudley, in his Neology, page 13, says that the knowledge of the spherical figure of the earth was familiar to the Egyptians. In the early ages, in which some of their temples were constructed of the round figure described above, he says that although it be called a globe, an egg, the symbol of the world, was perhaps intended, and he thinks that if the globes of the Egyptian entablatures were closely examined, they would perhaps be found of an oval shape, figurative of the creation, and not bearing any reference to the form of the world. The interpretation of the Masonic globes as a symbol of the universality of Masonry would very well agree with the idea of the Egyptian symbol referring to the extent of creation, that the globes on the pillars, placed like the Egyptian symbol before the temple, were a representation of the celestial and terrestrial globes, is a very modern idea. In the passage of the Book of Kings, whence Masonry has derived its ritualistic description, it is said, 1 Kings 7:16, "And he made 2 chapters of molten brass to sit upon the tops of the pillars." In the Masonic ritual, it is said that the pillars were surmounted by 2 pommels or globes. Now, pommel is the very word employed by Rabbi Solomon in his commentary on this passage, a word which signifies a globe or spherical body. The Masonic globes were really the chapters described in the Book of Kings. Again, it is said, 1 Kings 7:22, "Upon the top of the pillars was lily work." We now know that the plant here called the lily was really the lotus, or the Egyptian water lily. But among the Egyptians, the lotus was a symbol of the universe, and hence, although the Masons, in their ritual, have changed the expanded flower of the lotus, which crowned the chapter and surmounted each pillar of the porch, into a globe, they have retained the interpretation of universality. The Egyptian globe or egg and lotus or lily, and the Masonic globe are all symbols of something universal, and the Masonic idea has only restricted by a natural impulse the idea to the universality of the order and its benign influences. But it is a pity that Masonic ritualists did not preserve the Egyptian and scriptural symbol of the lotus surrounding a ball or sphere, and omit the more modern figures of globes, celestial and terrestrial. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment, and if you can, please consider donating to Wars of the Rosies. Links to PayPal and Patreon are in the description. Thank you so very much.